everyone, welcome to Lady in the Red Bandana. Today I have got one of the most inspirational ladies in my life on today. So her name is Harshida Patel. She is the owner of Sheeda's Beauty Clinic and the director of Sheeda's Beauty Clinic, and also my mum. Hello.
Hi.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yes, good, thank you. Are you excited?
Yeah, of course I am. Always excited. Couldn't wait to do it.
Good. Right, so I'm just going to hand it over to you. I just want you to explain a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name's Sheeda. Well, it's not, it's Harshida actually, but everyone calls me Sheeda. No, I'm known as Sheeda in Market Harborough because of my business, which is called Sheeda's Beauty Clinic. I'm a skin specialist, and I've been in this business for 30 years now. Well, nearly 30 years now, and I love doing everything that I do.
Cool. So if you just let me know, and well, obviously I know, but if you can let the viewers and the listeners know how you got started in what you're doing right now.
Okay, basically, I wanted to be a hairdresser when I was very, very young. And then after that, I wanted to be air stewardess. So those two things was in my head. That's what I wanted to do. Being a daughter of an Indian family, those things weren't really accepted, especially because my dad was a teacher, head teacher, a hairdresser. No, it wasn't a thing. I had to study. They wanted me to study and do something which I can qualify for. I don't know, accountant, doctor, that sort of thing. But yeah, so basically what happened is I didn't go into university. Found myself a job in a bank, which I loved. But then when I got married, we moved to Market Harborough, and in Market Harborough, I worked in a post office, similar to working in a bank, but it didn't fulfill me. I still had the hairdresser thing going in my head all the time. So I just applied to do a course at Corby College, Tresham College, just to do beauty, not to actually do it as a business. And it was the tutor there who actually said to me, once I started the course, she just said, Harshida, I think you should do the 2-year course. And I said, well, I can't because I've got 2 children. And they're really little. And she says, well, I will actually make this course work for you, and so you can look after your children and do the course at the same time. So that's cutting a very long story short, but that's how it all began.
So the business has been running since 1993, since
Yep.
I was really little. And I don't know if I've ever really been really little, but let's face it, I was younger, let's say younger.
You're a baby.
Yeah, I was baby. And obviously it's come on heaps and bounds since then. And technology has changed, the way that we perform treatments has changed. But yeah. I think the result has always been pretty much the same. It's to please our clients.
That's where it first started, but the passion actually started was making people feel better about themselves. So even when I was at college and we had to do each other, when we did a massage, say, your fellow student would actually say, God, that feels so good, I've been so tense. And then you go home thinking, I've actually made that person feel so good about themselves, and yeah, I like this. I really enjoyed doing that. So yeah, the passion came as I got more knowledge about it as well.
So let's skip back a few more years before you started beauty.
Yep.
And obviously lots of life experiences help us to what we are doing presently. Yep. They are learning lessons rather than failures or mistakes or anything like that. So can you explain a few highs and lows that you've had within your life that contribute to where you are presently?
Wow, that's a question and a half. Especially being the age that I am now, there has been, I mean, you could call them lows, but I know that those lows have actually made me the person that I am today, because I've learned from there. Highs are great because I mean, that makes you appreciate the lows. Sorry, the other way around, the lows that make you appreciate the highs. But I just feel, did you ask me what the lowest part? in my
Yeah,
life
so
was.
not the lowest part of your life, just some of the obstacles, let's call them obstacles, that you had
Okay,
to
yeah,
that
yeah,
you had to overcome, that made you think, yeah, that was a great lesson, and this is why I'm doing what I'm doing now.
yeah. So I think obstacles, with my studying, I didn't really want to go to university. So my obstacle was to actually get my parents to realize that actually I'm happier doing a job, going out there, finding a job. But then I had to go out and look for a job that would make them happy too. So it was that sort of thing then. So yeah, so I'd say it was always a battle for me to try and make my parents, whoever, my uncle, whoever brought me up, or whoever was looking after me, and my guardian, I wanted to make them happy. But I know what parents are, they want the best out of you, or for you, they want the best for you. And I do realize that. And I am glad that I had that upbringing, because again, it makes you the person that you are, really. So basically I got this job in the bank, and I, working in a bank, doing all the exams in the bank as well, has actually helped me with my business now. So what I do now, I can do, like my accounts and everything. I know a lot of business people can do all of those things, but just the help of the bank manager and how I should be running it to its optimum came from being working in a bank.
How has your culture helped you with your business now?
With the business, okay,
and with your life in general.
Okay, so culture, I think, is really, really important, and I feel really honoured to have two cultures, the Western culture and the Indian culture combined. And I think that's the beauty now, is we've actually, my generation has made that those two combine. And I think that it's beautiful that we can work in both the ethnic and the English society. We can work with both of them and make people, like my parents love joining in things that I do with anything to do with like Christmas. They never used to celebrate Christmas before, and now they embrace it. And like Diwali, my children's partners, they love celebrating Diwali with us. So the culture is joining together. As tough as it was trying to please each culture, I think now it feels like, it feels good.
Feels worth it.
It absolutely is worth it. Yeah.
We are coming out of something that we've been through, and it's been really difficult with the business being shut. But what have you taken from that whilst we've been shut? What have you taken from that you want to carry on doing afterwards when we're out of it?
Looking after myself. It's really important. I mean, it was important to me before, because you have to practice what you preach, because you tell your clients to do ABC to make them feel better. Then you can't tell them to do that unless you do it yourself. But with stopping work completely, it's made me realize how much more you have to do when you feel, there's nothing else I can do anyway. I can't treat anyone, so what shall I do? I'll treat myself. So the biggest thing I've learned in the lockdown situation is rituals, is actually following rituals. So when I follow a ritual, that brings again my Hinduism to me, and it combines with the Western side as well. So it's great. Yeah.
It's nice that you've taken something good and positive out of it, because like a lot of businesses, we've been closed for, I can't even remember how long we've been closed for. It feels like we've been closed for a year, even though we've had like those little bits of opening and shutting. Yeah. So coming out of it, you want to still obviously take care of yourself. But I think for me, from my point of view, I'm going to make sure that I allow that time as well to look after myself at the same time as giving my energy to other people. And I think that's something that I've learned, but I've learned that from you also. Yeah,
I mean, I always do say that with all the girls who've been working for me. I always say, take a break. It's really important to take a break, because I know that the efficacy of your treatments will be phenomenal if you've had a rest, or if you've had a drink, or if you've been to the bathroom, because otherwise you're quite uncomfortable if you just carry on and on back to back. Would love doing all our clients, like to get everybody in at the right time, but we want to give them the best. So if you want to, it's not just about giving the clients the best. If you want to give your family the best, your friends the best, you have to be rested. You have to feel good about yourself. The only way to feel good about yourself is to look after yourself, basically.
It's a really, really good thing to say, because I think a lot of people have learnt that during this lockdown as well, is the only way is to look after yourself, because you can't rely on everyone else to do it for you. What are the rituals that you take part in to make sure you're looking after yourself?
Yoga is my favorite, and I love doing my yoga morning, afternoon, evening. I would do them all the time, but I did do them at start of the lockdown. I started doing nearly 2-3 times a day, but I thought no, because I won't be able to keep this up when I'm working. So now, to make it a habit that I can have when I'm working, I do it once a day, either in the evening or in the morning. So yoga is the biggest thing. But with rituals is meditation as well. It's huge. I think everyone should meditate. Just give themselves, from 2 minutes to 20 minutes. If they just give themselves that a day, surely, you can find that time. But what I've learned is I've actually been able to find that time. So I know when I'm working, when I've got that break, I won't go and clean the house or whatever. I will actually do some meditation or have a drink.
Will you?
You're smiling at me, but no. Honestly, I've learned that it does help, because I know I'll be better for my staff as well, as well as the clients. I'll be better for them, and for my husband in the evening, so I'm not so grouchy.
You're never grouchy. So with there's a big word that I'm using in a lot of these interviews, and that's empowerment. And I think as business owners, as human beings, we should feel empowerment in some areas of our lives, if not all of our lives. What makes you feel empowered?
The main thing that makes me feel empowered is my strength. And my gut feeling, because those two go hand in hand, actually, because I find strength in my gut feeling. I when I do have that feeling, I feel, all right, okay, then something's telling me to do this. It's going to be difficult. My whole family's telling me maybe I shouldn't be doing this, but I know, I trust what my gut's telling me, so I go ahead and do it. And sometimes people aren't happy with my decision and they don't want to go along with me, but that's fine. But I've learned that my strength to just carry on and push forward is my empowerment. Is just having that strength to say, actually, I'm going to do this. I don't want to upset anyone. I wouldn't upset anyone, but people are normally quite happy for me after I've done whatever I need to do.
With anyone who wanted to go into this profession of beauty, who wanted to open their own place, who wanted to change their career from what they're doing right now, because a lot of people like the holistic side of things now. I think a lot of people want to go into, even doing your yoga, your meditation, all those sorts of things have come into light now we're in this lockdown, because it makes people feel good. But how would you respond to somebody who said, oh, I want to go into your profession? What would be the main things that need to be the best? What do I need to be good at, or what do I need to help myself to?
What I would say is, first of all, see if you've got the time for you, because that's what you're going to be telling all of your clients. You're going to be telling them about having time for themselves. See if you've got time for yourself, and if you've got time for yourself and you have passion to look after yourself, you'll be it's easy. Then you can look after other people. But you've got to have empathy. You've got to have a listening ear. You can't just say, oh God, here she goes again. You can't, because not that we ever feel like that, because I love listening to people talking to me. I'd rather listen to people than tell everybody my story. But I think it helps people if they can listen, they have empathy, and they can look after themselves. Yeah, then they should go for it.
What would you love to do more of each day?
For myself or for my business?
For you first.
For me, well, I think I do everything that I want to do every day. Actually, there is one thing that I don't want to do. Can I say that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. What do you not want to do?
Yeah. Just be happy for where it's at where my material goods are. Just be happy where they're, and I just can't do that, and that drives me mad about myself, because I have to have everything just so. And,
I know, because we move everything around. When we come to the house, when we were allowed to come to the house, we move everything around because it winds you up.
I know. Or sometimes when you guys have been, especially Ricky, when well, this is before COVID, when he's been, all the pictures are turned upside down, and you think, why would you do that?
Because it winds you up.
Yeah, I know, it really does. I wish it didn't, because I mean, to me, that's a small thing in life, but it does wind me up. So yeah.
But
so
we do love you for that. We love you for that as well, because we know how much you take pride. We know it's not, you take pride in what things look like. You take pride in your house, you take pride in your appearance, you take pride in your cleaning, and that's a really nice thing. I don't think you should stop wanting to be like that, or not, or just be happy with whatever, because that wouldn't be you.
Yeah, that's true. But it's just sometimes it just winds me up that I have to, after I've mowed the lawn, say something simple, like I have to have the lawn mower absolutely clean, pristine. I have to brush all the little not the hairs, it's not even hair, all the little the grass bits off the lawnmower. Why can't I just put it away? I did try that this time. I actually put the lawnmower and then I went back in there to clean it. So
did it make you feel good when you'd done it?
Yeah, it did.
And that's where you stop. That's why you have to literally stop and say, well, I've done it now and I'm happy, so it doesn't matter. You're literally Monica from Friends. You hoover your Hoover.
I do.
I know.
You have to clean it. You have to clean Henry after you've finished cleaning the house. But I think that's another thing with our industry as well, going back to the business as well, is you have that pride, and when somebody walks into your room, you want them to feel really comfortable. You don't want towels hanging about everywhere, or a dirty floor, or and with COVID, I know people were saying, oh, now we have to clean more. Do you have to clean more? You needed to have been doing that anyway, so yeah.
I think that comes through our clients as well, because I've been doing loads of calls, obviously, to rebook people in.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have said, I don't mind coming to Sheeda's because I know how clean it is. I don't want to go anywhere else. I don't want to go to the supermarket. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I just want to come to Sheeda's because I know how clean you are. And I know, and you've set that out for all of us as well.
Yeah.
So that's really nice, and you should feel really pleased and happy that that's how people feel. So don't think that you don't want to feel, I know that it winds you up as well, but at the same time, it is a good thing.
Yeah, it is. And I'm glad that everyone is learning at work, learning how to Sheeda clean as well. I like that.
Yeah, we all call it Sheeda cleaning. So we even call it Sheeda cleaning here. We don't call it Sheeda though, we call it Ma cleaning.
Yeah.
I won't show you the room at the minute. So I talked about a little bit earlier when I introduced you, saying that you are one of the most inspiring people in my life. And I want to know who you find as the most inspiring people in your life.
Do you know, I know that you weren't here to inspire me before, but what my children do is hugely inspirational for me. That's how I find it. I just, when I look at both of you, I'll just think, gosh, I did okay. and it inspires me to do more. It inspires me to tell you more. Do more.
We do a lot.
And the person who's really inspired me to be calm, collected, rather than how I was when you were a teenager, which was angry, most of the time.
I'm not saying anything.
Is my husband, Simon. He's really, really calmed. Made me realise, what's the point? There's no point. And, you know, everyone's going to be happy around you. You don't need to push it to happen. And yeah, so that it's my family. My family are a huge inspiration for me.
I think you need to realise, though, that at that time of life, you were going through quite a lot. And
yeah.
It's not just that you were angry. You weren't angry at us. Well, sometimes you were angry at us. But I'm not saying you were never angry at us, but sometimes you were probably taking out something that was pent up from before.
Yeah.
And from your learning, your knowledge, your meditation, your education through your life, you have realised actually that was this, and you put that in a separate box and you deal with it.
Yeah.
Rather than
absolutely.
it just being all pent up inside. And I've said that to you all the time, like, just tell us how you feel. If you have a down day, have a down day. And then the next day, just get up and sort it out and do whatever you normally do.
Thanks, Mom.
Learn from the best, obviously.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it is all of learning. And when I actually watch all of you, including Simon, because Simon's much younger than I am, I just feel, right, in a few more years that he won't be feeling like that. He'll learn. But now I like to let it go and let it happen organically. Whereas when I was younger, I wanted it doing there and then. But I've realised everyone's got a journey and they have to do it their way. And yeah, organic is good.
Let's talk a bit about meeting people. So throughout our lives, we've met so many different people. Now, I know this obviously because you're my mum, and we've been through my whole life has been with you pretty much, apart from when I was traveling. And even then you came and saw and visited me. So, you know, but you've met lots of people along the way because you've not just been a beauty therapist.
No.
So explain a little bit about what you've done.
What apart from the bank, I said right at the beginning of this that two of the things I really wanted to do is be a hairdresser and an cabin. They used to call them air hostesses, but cabin crew. Two things I wanted to do. And when you guys were at university, I found a job working for a private airline called Silverjet, and I had the time of my life. Even though I was working 7 days a week, I was going to New York a couple of days, Dubai a couple of days, and working in the salon at the same time. It didn't matter. I didn't have any time off at all. But my time out was when I was in these different countries, and then came back to run my business. So yeah, so that was I don't know if I could do that again. But yeah, it was fantastic. I loved it, loved every minute. So I have fulfilled what I said I wanted to do when I was 7 years old. I wanted to be a hostess and a hairdresser. So I didn't become a hairdresser, but yeah, beauty and be cabin crew. So yeah, that's what I did.
So with cabin crew as well, you met a lot of people, and I think that was your journey. I've been thinking about this, and your journey of being cabin crew was to meet those people.
Yes, absolutely. They were phenomenal. All my friends in the cabin crew, they're still my friends now. I've picked out a few that I really get on with, and yeah, they're just yeah. So yeah, they made me feel like Harshida, not Sheeda, if you know what I mean. That because nobody called me Sheeda there, so they didn't know that I was your mom, and they didn't know that I ran a beauty salon. They knew me as Harshida, and it was great. Yeah, so sometimes it's nice to be just you.
You were your own entity.
I was, yeah, and it was good. I met some amazing people. Yeah, from Broadway producers to the Kooks. I meet them, and
you met Ron and
Harry
Hermione.
Yeah, I met them as well. Yeah, because Hermione, she wasn't Hermione, but she didn't want to. She was very nervous about flying, and we had to look after her. So yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I think that really opened your eyes up to the world as well, because as much as you are I know that you're well traveled, but I think it opened your eyes up to a different part of the world.
Yeah. But doing it on my own, I wasn't with anyone. I wasn't taking anyone on holiday. I was looking after, well, we had to look after 10 passengers a time. Believe it or not, there was only 100 passengers on a flight. So each of us had 10 people to look after. So we were still looking after people. So, we chatted to them, fed them, gave them drinks, and then later on had a party when we got to wherever we had to get to. So that was great.
So your experience with cabin crew, get that right, cabin crew.
Yeah.
How has that helped you with the business and where you are presently?
Oh, I think it's with what you started with. I think you started saying the right things, talking to people and meeting people as well, and knowing that you're not just surrounded by that small community of where you are at work. There is a huge community of lovely people out there, but you have to go out and reach and find them. Luckily I did that job, and I did find out. But when we go on holiday, you meet people, it's nice to chat with people, making friends, and you never know what that chat and where it will lead to you to in your life. So I really feel telling it a lot of people, don't ignore when somebody starts chatting to you, unless they're really annoying, but but if they start chatting to you, and again, in your gut feeling, again, something that I talked about, that they feel you feel good and connected to this person, carry on, because there must be a reason why. Either something that they say that will help you for the rest of your life, or something somewhere so you can meet them again as friends or whatever. And yeah, I think you should never say that that's enough, I've got enough people around me. There's a world out there of so many amazing people who can help you through your life.
Is there anything else you'd like to say to our viewers and listeners?
First of all, thank you. Yeah, I was going to say thank you, and I'm really happy that you're doing this and what it's making you as well. In the last 2-3 weeks since you've been doing it, I can see a huge change in you. You probably don't see it, but definitely see a huge. Oh, it's all good, by the way.
Good, I'm glad.
a good change from a little girl who didn't want to pick the phone up and talk to anybody to having this sort of thing. That that's massive, Risha. So well done, you, and hopefully with everyone or whoever listens to this, that even a little tiny point that I made today, if it helps them, then I've done my thing. So that's it.
Thank you very much for being a guest.
You're welcome. Love you.
Love you too.
Okay, first of all, everybody needs to look after their skin, because if your skin's good, you feel good about yourself as well. So either get professional help if you need to, because in that way, when you get the professional help, you get the holistic side as well. So you get that, what people call pampering, but I don't call it pampering because I think it's much needed. So skincare is massive, I think. So skincare and massages is, I think if you could have those once a month, you are actually helping your body from heat, for healing, anti-inflammatory, all of those things. But then you look at yourself and you think, yeah, I like the way I look. So that's one of the things. The other thing I would say is exercise as well. I don't know, people go say skincare, extra, but I know different people like different exercises, but I think you have to see what suits you. So with exercise, don't feel like, I need to go jogging every day, because if you don't like it, you're not going to do it, and it's not going to be good for you either. So again, gut feeling, see what you enjoy doing. I enjoy yoga, that's what I do, and it helps me. And the third and final thing is meditation. is huge. I think meditation is not, I know people say they go for mindfulness and all of that at the moment, but it's huge. If you just, and I said this before, give yourself 2 minutes to 20 minutes um, of breathing, just breathing space. We call it breathing space, don't we? Because breathing space gives you, okay, a bit of grounding, then you can move on. So I think those three things would be the main things.
We have been the lady in the red bandana, and we want you to be empowered to believe in yourself.